So I've always been very interested to see if a cheap laptop cooling pad like this does actually work, considering it's super cheap at just $7 in price. So in this video, I aim to find out by testing it with my, almost dropped it there, HP Spectre X360 laptop. So let's take a look, because this laptop has some throttling problems even after I underbuilt it. Alright, so here's the product that I'm testing. This is basically the cheapest notebook cooler I could find. Even on Amazon, this ranges from like $10 or so. And I found this at like Fry's, on one of the Fry's around here for just like $7. So when I was at Fry's, I just thought, hey, why don't I just buy it? It's another impulse purchase by me. It's just $7, so I thought it couldn't be that bad, and it's just $7. So what have I got to lose? And I get to make a video too. And you guys get to like and watch my video and watch my ads, so I might just get my money back anyways. So anyways, this is a product. It's from Pro HT. It's just some generic Chinese brand, I guess. And this is like advertised as a notebook cooler for up to 15.6-inch laptops. But I just thought it looked smaller than it was, so I just bet on it that it wouldn't be too big for my 14-inch HP Spectre laptop. And what do you know? Here's the product itself. It doesn't need an unboxing because there's basically nothing in it, nothing interesting, just the product itself. It's a simple cooler, but it's nice that it still has some metal on it, not just all around plastic. But as you can see, it's like vented mesh on the top. It's all metal. It's like painted black at least. It's got this like cheesy, cheap-ass Pro HT sticker slapped on an indentation on the mesh. And you're supposed to put your laptop on top of this, which I can show you guys that my HP laptop is just about the perfect size for it. So it's definitely not for 15.6-inch laptops, unless you want your laptop to overhang. But before that, let's just take a look at the features that it features, basically. So this thing really doesn't have a lot of features. It's just a basic cooling pad. It's super cheap. It's plastic on the bottom. It's just got some mesh on the top, which is probably also really cheap. It's got a really cheap looking fan inside that doesn't have a shroud, so it's just open air. So I'm not too sure how well it's going to draw air from the bottom mesh, but we'll see how well that works once I test it out. But actually I did, I already did test it out before making this video, so I guess I'll just have to make you wait for me to tell that part of this video. But anyways, on the bottom, it's got these stands that you can flip up, and it'll give you like better typing posture, I guess, because it's like tilted up, I guess, or something. I don't really use it. I don't think it helps that much, but I think it does help for airflow because it elevates the bottom part of the fan and get more from the table or whatever surface you're using. And it's got a pass-through USB cable, so even if you're using it to power the laptop cooler, you should still be able to use your USB port just fine. And it also has some features listed on the box. So it says it's a 15.6-inch compatible, which, like I just demonstrated, is not really, except if you wanted to overhang, which is then it'll work. You know, you can put like this 18-inch laptop anyways if you want to do that, because it'll just overhang if you want to. But it really is just a perfect fit for my 14-inch HP Spectre laptop. This is an old HP Spectre, by the way. It's a 2016 model, so it's got an ISO 6500U with an Intel HD graphics, and it's a convertible, and it's all aluminium. So we'll see how that pans out when I test this thing. But it also says it's super silent, which it pretty much is, because this fan is super slow. It's only like 1000 RPM or something. It's got a 140mm fan. That's the fan I showed you guys. And it says it's high performance. So how is a 1000 RPM 140mm fan high performance? Well, I guess we'll just have to see the results if it actually does help or not. It also has a blue LED, which surprisingly they don't mention here, because usually people mention RGB or LEDs or any cosmetics enhancements, especially on Chinese cheap products like this, but it doesn't say that anywhere. So if you don't like LEDs, then that'll probably make you sour once you bought this, but it's just $7, so you probably wouldn't care anyways. But anyways, I actually tested it out. This laptop on just a bare table Even though I've changed the thermal paste to Cryonaut, Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut, I didn't want to put Conductonaut because I thought I wouldn't be able to put it back to stock and it would look like I tinkered with it too much, because if you use Cryonaut, it's liquid metal, so it'll leave a mark on the heatsink. But I did change the heatsink paste to Cryonaut, which is the highest performing thermal paste that you can get right now. And it did help temperatures on my CPU a little bit, but then even after I undervolt it, which is basically leaves the 6500U consuming only about 13 or so watts under full load, and under full load as in like I'm using an X264 benchmark / stress test to test the CPU at maximum power consumption. The CPU still got a bit too hot, and even though it didn't hit TJ max, which is like 100 degrees for Intel CPUs, which I've seen Dell laptops like on my dad's XPS 13 just constantly hitting towards, this CPU never hits above like 70 something or so. But even then, if this CPU gets to 75-ish degrees, for some reason this HP motherboard inside decides it's a great idea to just throttle the shit out of the CPU, because it'll just keep slowing down, and eventually the CPU will just hit the base clock. So even with the undervolt, it'll head towards to like 2.4, 2.5 gigahertz, which is the base clock of the CPU. Well, on boost, it should be able to maintain constant 3 gigahertz, even though it's not hitting 100 degrees. So I'm just speculating it might be the motherboard VRM temperatures or something that's getting hot, but it does take quite a while for it to throttle, but it does throttle eventually. So my thinking was that maybe with this cooler, it might help a little bit, because from what I understand is that when I am testing the CPU, the bottom part of the laptop gets quite warm. It's almost painfully hot to touch. So I thought that maybe it's getting heat soaked, and the heat is like getting stuck around the laptop bottom, because if you can see, the feet are pretty thin and minimal, so it doesn't get a lot of airflow or air gap below the laptop, so it does get pretty hot. So I was thinking maybe if I could lower the temperatures of the bottom of the laptop by getting some airflow around the laptop bottom, it might reduce the temperature of the VRM or whatever is causing it to throttle, even though the CPU is not hitting the maximum temperature. So there I go. That's why I bought this laptop cooler. I've always wanted to get one, but I've never really found one super cheap around here. So I saw it on Fry's that they actually have this one. But yeah, anyways, I tried it out, and actually, like I'm about to show you on camera right now, like I said, it does have a blue LED. It does not blow a lot of air at all. Like you can't really feel it. So I was already thinking negatively. At this point, I was like, there's no way this is gonna help. So I just fired up the stress test, and what do you know? It's not even hitting 70 degrees right now, the CPU. So I was like, wow, that's impressive. I thought maybe it's just my room is pretty cold because it's winter. But then I just tested it before without the cooler, and it did get hot. So I just tried unplugging the fan, and I was just going to see if it is just because it is elevated and it's above a metal mesh that the laptop's running cooler. So I just unplugged the fan, and it got hot and throttled again. So I was like, okay, let's put the fan back on, let it cool down a bit, and it works again. So, as you can see, the laptop cooler is actually doing something, and it's not just a stand, so you can't really get the same effect with just a metal stand, but you need one with a fan in it. And this thing for just $7 actually improved the performance of my laptop. So it might actually come in handy when I'm trying to edit videos on my laptop or something and rendering a video for quite a while. But anyways, that's a review or like just analysis of this laptop cooler that I got for just $7 at Fry's. It's a really cheap investment, and if you have a laptop or something that gets hot and overheats a bit, maybe just try buying a cheap laptop cooler, that might solve your issue. But anyways, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like, and please hit subscribe and see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.